Or my producer can really mute him really because he's joining on our yes. Go ahead, Seth. Okay, Imam Abbas, sorry, I wanted to hear from the PRO first of the Agents Association. Imam Abbas, can you come on with the same question? Generally, how is Hajj this year?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina al-amin wa ba'd. Thank you very much, Imam Saeed. Assalamu alaikum to all your viewers. Special greetings on this blissful Friday from Mecca. Unfortunately, because of the weather condition, we're all advised to stay along our areas and pray Juma. So today, myself, the leadership of the Agent Association, including your PRO who is missing in action, prayed in Masjid al-Sabban here around the outskirts of Makkah. Generally, Alhamdulillah, Ghanaians are in a mood returning home. As I speak to you now, I am sure the first flight to Tamale is airborne. We should be expecting them around between 5 and 6, inshallah, Ghana time today. But if you ask me about general Hajj, my general perspective about Hajj this year, I would say that generally the task force which was constituted, within some short frame of time before Hajj, for me, the beginning has been smooth, but somewhere along the line there has been challenges. So it's a game of modest achievement and then also greater challenges that need improvement.
Thank you very much for that opener. Let me quickly come back to Brother Seth. Brother Seth, can you hear me now?
Assalamu alaikum.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity, Imam. Greetings to the entire country. We are so grateful for this opportunity. Imam, like my senior brother said, this year's Hajj began with a very good note, but as he said along the line, there was some skirmishes during the process. But we considered as a first timer. But in another area, we'll say, if you're a first timer to do something, there is somebody who has done it before. You could have taken opportunity to learn it from that person. Take that for somebody, and then you capitalize on that, and then you do something. You do a good work, or you progress in whatever you are doing. You don't say because this is my first time. If this is your first time, doesn't mean that it has not been done before. If it has not been done before, then there's no room for learning. It has been done before. People have done it before. So you either you do some consultation on how it was done, so that you can capitalize on those people's mistake, and then you progress from that. But without much to say, I would say that so far, alhamdulillah. Even though there are problems that we can look at and make progress on them, programs agitate, and at the end of the day, they are calm today, they are happy, they are going back to Ghana. As far as Islam, Islam is a very good religion in the sense that no matter how somebody is angry with something, because the religion tells you to be calm, people are calm, people try to understand that at the end of the day, we are here to worship. So whatever situation we find by ourselves, we are come to go by, the principle of the religion. But I think that we shouldn't underestimate the Ghanaian pilgrim. People who come to us to perform Hajj are well versed in any area as far as traveling is concerned. So we shouldn't underestimate their knowledge or their intelligence as far as traveling is concerned. So we should make sure that as organizers of Hajj, we should make sure that we are service providers to the people. We give them a service that conform with the international standard. But if we treat them as a second-class people do understand what they are doing, then I think that we are getting it wrong. Today and age, Hajj operation has gone to a different level, to an international standard level. Hajj is now going into IT. AI is into a Hajj operation now. So as people who organize, we should get to that level. We should understand that, look, Hajj is not in 2205. Hajj is in 2025 or 2026. We are not going backward. We are moving forward. And we should, today, as I'm speaking, Saudi Arabia has started planning for 2026 Hajj. We are coming home to sit down and do some unnecessary arguments. Instead of planning ahead of time, planning for 2026, we are coming home to start arguing what. And then, before in 3 months, we think that we can organize Hajj to be successful. I believe that will not be possible. Use 3 months to organize Hajj will not be possible. I will advise the government of the day that we should appoint people, or if these people are going to continue, they should start working immediately we get to Ghana. If government is going to change them immediately, we get to Ghana, it should change them, and those people should start work. You understand? If we don't do that, we are going to fail again. Imam, I am telling you the truth that if we don't plan well, we will fail. Because it's better to plan and fail than you don't plan. You understand? So we have a lot of work to do as both the agent and whoever government you appoint. I will take this opportunity and thank the president of the day for being part of us, making sure that the price of Hajj is being reduced, making sure that Ghanaians or Ghanaian Muslims, perform Hajj. Hello?
Go ahead, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, making sure that Ghanaian Muslims go and perform Hajj in peace. And for that one, I give the president 80% or 90% for doing those things. For the first time, we are going to Hajj, and Hiram has been shared to all pilgrims, especially the mayor, which is a credit to the government of the day, or the president to be specific. So for this one, I say, as Muslims, we should understand that Hajj is in progress. Hajj is not in retrogression. So whenever you are putting in charge, even though the president who is a Christian knows that we need to go forward, and you have been by a Christian president, you do the work and you come and fail. For that one, we will not forgive you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, brother Seth. And I like those points. These are the questions that I wanted to ask you. What are the interventions really that you are looking at to be put in place in order for us to see better organization of the Hajj? Let me come back to Imam Abbas. Imam Abbas, can you hear me?
No, I can hear you loud and clear.
Sorry, your next intervention is, quickly before we go for a short break and come back, some of the things that you can point at that you said were some lapses and way forward.
Okay, thank you very much, Imam Said. Let me also say, for decades, the management of Hajj operations in Ghana has remained one of the most sensitive, also controversial and emotionally charged area within the Muslim community. Now, the Muslim community discusses Hajj as if they don't have any other needs, okay? So when it comes to Hajj, people are passionate about that. So because it's television and we don't have time, I want to just highlight the areas that I think need improvement. By and large, hotels in Medina, for me, were absolutely good. We were very close to Haram and gave us some kind of comfort. And now in Mecca, the hotel, we have about 13 or 14 hotels, if I am right, and they are all scattered. The distances apart is very, very large. If you want to visit a friend or a neighbor or a family member, sometimes you have to use taxi. Where I am is called in the area in Nusa called Masjid Saban area. If I want to go to where Al Balad pilgrims are, which is at Rafahia, I can't walk. I need to pick taxi. Now, from where I am, there are some pilgrims around Masjid Kuwait, which is closer to the old Kubri before you go to Haram. That one too, I have to pick car. And then the rest of the hotels, including the one which is labeled JM, are scattered around the left-hand side of Askandar Kebab. So we have Nuzha 1, Nuzha 2, we have JM, and then we have Murjan. So you see that the hotels are scattered. So my first intervention is that from next year, we should look at a compact area where we can have the hotels together, just like the old days of Mamobi Lima. You remember those hotels around the old prisons in Shari City, or we should, because I spoke to one of the members of the task force. He says that days of sitting is about over, and now they want to get closer to Haram, like other nations like Nigeria are doing. That is a good idea, but we should be in a compact area. Another challenge has to do with Mina. Hajj, if you are successful in Mina, it means that about 80% of your work is done. So in Mina, we were sent to a location where we have never been to. It is on top of a hill. People travel with a lot of chronic sickness. To climb a hill, it's a problem for people who are hypertensive and then the people who are asthmatic. So next time we should take that into consideration. And then secondly, the space provided for us in Mina looks very small. And there is no wonder a lot of people slept outside tents, which for me wasn't good. But it's happened already. I'm only saying a note of caution that the next time we should be able to do something better by going for a space. I would suggest that we should categorize Hajj based on affordability. And people who sponsor, especially the aged, should go for the higher kind of Hajj where the aged can get comfort and they can get better care. But if they leave aged within the normal Hajj space, it is going to be a problem. Feeding is okay. My colleagues who have tastes they say generally I prefer to eat maybe Ghanaian related food, but my colleagues who have tasted the food say it's okay generally. But my biggest issue has to do with communication and then human behavior. How the task force now the board is task force. I'm talking about the ground forces and then the staff, how they relate to clients, how they relate to Ghanaians, how they relate to pilgrims. For some of them, it's nothing to write home about. So I would suggest that yes, you can hire. It's a management principle that you hire for loyalty, but after doing that, you must also train for competencies. So they need to be given customer care, relationship. If the profit comes, the president has said it should be used for intervention within the Muslim community. Now, this is what people don't want to say. The president had said that immediately the board returns home, he is going to dissolve the board. In the words of the president, he is going to dissolve the board, this current task force, and constitute a permanent Hajj board. Now, this is where I am calling on my news, calling on the president that when we are appointing a new Hajj board, we should make sure that, one, there is stakeholder representation in the appointment of the Hajj board. For instance, the Hajj Agent Association, for me, is one of the most critical and important stakeholder because they go through the nooks and crannies of this country to recruit pilgrims for the board. So there has been some level of consultation. I'm not saying that there hasn't been any consultation, but there must be systematic consultation where our views are, factored, so that certain of the things that that happen do not recur in the next operation. I'm also told the next Hajj will be under, a very cold weather. And these are some of the factors that we have to put in place. That Hajj should be depoliticized and should be looked at holistically, and people with professional background should be added to the board so that they can advise on the specific areas. So generally, I would say that it is the first time operation. But if they consult more, like our PRO has said, they will inure into their benefit and they will do a good job next time. So when the president is constituting a new Hajj board, we will say congratulations to those who would make, because already this current task force is in the court of public opinion already, and people are grading them. Not only those of us here, people are grading them. And the president too, I know, has intelligence about the hard-working ones that needs promotion, and those who didn't work well, of course, they do not have to be included.
Let's go for a very short break and come back. And when we come back, I will quickly take the final comments from the PRO of the Association of the Agents, and I think it's very critical for me to have his last word. So if my producer doesn't mind, we can just go for a short break, and when we come back, we continue the show.
Tozafi ina kuke kuna danso man da kuman awoshi kaneshi madina shukura kakudamu
eye free Tozafi
Jumadi Max TV ya di free Tozafi shisha swamamu awa Dakuma Junction Max TV Forecourt Sunday on the 6th of July Brana Yendidi
damu yin Tozafi Festival kowe zomu enjoy so say
nyewu hiya ni wayiwa
keji oyeje ni oliako olituo safi womo ojuba ba ni obajie owana
free Tozafi
Sunday 6 July from Anopa 8 kosi enyumrenu nsia Bra Max TV Dakuma Junction Brana Yendidi
free Tozafi
wo pejumadi enchire mu a phone number 0208 623010 ana 020-303-3082.
Don't Shabinchi.
Jumadi yen corporate social responsibility. Yeah, chira say, yeah, Gina Hafo. Brana Yendidi.
MaxBuy has great news for all. MaxBuy, there's some double. You can now buy your favorite mobile phones, air conditioners, TVs, fridges, chest freezers, and washing machines and pay later. Onyx is here. We bet you have a tow in Yemenina our MaxBuy. Na etrium with ya. You no Ghana card and 30% down payment. Yet the shopping air got the next level. With the win Yasika Baby and sound of shopping our MaxBuy. It's buy now and pay later for all. For further inquiries, call us on 054-401-9552. Terms and conditions apply. MaxBuy, happy life.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We really are very glad to have you back again, and a very, very, very hot discussion there earlier with Imam Abbas, who is one of the agents here from Ghana, as well as the Imam of the police mosque, the civilian Imam of the National Police Mosque. And then also we heard a bit from the PRO of the Agents Hajj Agents Association of Ghana. I will take my last comment from him, particularly the PRO, before we end this show. But for now, if you have anything to share with us, you can do that through the phone lines. Let's talk together. A lot of things have been said by Imam Abbas, as well as Brother Seth, Hajj Seth. I think the most important thing is that today we will have the first batch of our dear pilgrims coming back home, inshallah, around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. According to Imam Abbas. And I think that's very good news. We hope they will come back. And as usual, you know, Hajj in itself, it's an act of worship that reminds us of how critical the matter of taking a journey is in the life of a human being. You know, Ibrahim alayhi salam, it all started with him, right? Leaving his family to come and settle another family at that arid and very deserted area. And so in the course of these challenges, we shouldn't also forget the fact that it is part and parcel of why you really have to go to Hajj, for you to experience some of those difficulties and challenges that people face living their own comfort in life and taking that journey. Amin from Amasama is here with us. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you,
salam.
How are you? Amin.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing well.
Good. What do you have for us, brother Amin?
Yes, I've carefully listening to your program. Yeah, last year I was in Hajj.
MashaAllah.
And I've been going to Hajj, and I know exactly what is happening to the pilgrims.
MashaAllah. Share with us.
It really needs a very, very experienced people. For instance, those who have been giving us accommodation in Mecca, they were giving us for 10 years.
Okay.
They were there at the first 2 years of John Muhammad, and the last 8 years of the last government.
Okay.
But during the second coming of John Muhammad, we neglected those experienced people who have experience with Ghanaians to the extent that people are even calling them Ghanaians. Even anything that happened to Ghanaians that is even not related to Hajj, they will be calling them. But do you know that this year that contract has been taken away from them, and given to people who don't have this experience? So this is some of the problems we are facing. I was in the field last year. Hello?
Thank you. Go ahead, brother. I mean, conclude.
And secondly, where we used to take these hotels, they used to be at one area. When every hotel, each pilgrim can visit the other hotel without any tiredness. But now we've been divided. Some people are over there, some people are over there. So I will suggest that we should get more competent people.
Thank you very much.
Go back to the people who have been taking care of for us for 10 years.
With experience,
They have experience with Ghanaians. They know what the Ghanaians want. You understand? Even those who cook for us. Those who cook for us. The contract has been taken away from them.
Thank you very much for your contribution, brother. I mean, I really am aligned with what you have said, and I think that was these are some of the things that Imam Abbas mentioned. Experience matters, you know, in the issue of Hajj. You have also mentioned the issue of the proximity between the Ghanaian pilgrims, and he also mentioned the same. The matter of food you have also raised now, and I think is also critical. If there are others who would like to share with us their experience regarding Hajj, they can do so. Before we find out if we can get our last communication to Saudi Arabia to get Brother Seth Ibrahim online. But for some of you who have not heard, we discussed Hajj in Ghana, planning and implementation, how it is and what are the observations. We've heard from Imam Abbas as well as Brother Seth Ibrahim, all agents actually. Brother Ibrahim Seth is actually the PRO of the Hajj Agents Association. He mentioned that we need to, learn from the past and learn from those who have the know-how, give the opportunity for them. I mean, some kind of orientation could be done prior to these appointments or post-appointment. Part of what you have to do is to share the knowledge. I think is very important. He also made the point that it is true that there are some challenges just getting to the end of the program, but the beginning was smooth, and inshallah the final ending part of it will also be smooth. They will come back home all safely. But it is really in the culture of the Ghanaian that they are able to actually take these things calmly, but the organizers shouldn't take advantage of that to mean they are weak, but rather ensure that they give them their due as pilgrims. Hajj should be taken seriously, he mentioned, and he also mentioned that the mistakes that happened this time can easily be averted if proper consultation was done between those who were there before and those who have just come to take the helms of affairs of the Hajj administration. And he also mentioned finally that, Imam Abbas then mentioned the issue of proximity. In Medina he said it was fine, but in Mecca, the distance between the Ghanaian pilgrims, and sometimes because some of them, the agents will have some of his people over there, others over there, when it comes to getting the accommodation, matter of proximity for the Ghanaian pilgrims is also very, very critical and very important to look at. He also mentioned the fact that the place, Mina was an issue, the location for our Mina. But I don't know if, what I know basically is that when it comes to some of these arrangements, Saudi Arabia itself and those who organize the Hajj have certain priorities, maybe first come, first serve, maybe the timing, maybe whatever it is that need to be looked at so that we will not be given the worst of services whilst we duly paid for it. And so the due diligence need to be done, really. And I think Harun wants to talk to us from Tema. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Hello. Hello.
You hear me?
The line is not very clear.
Okay, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother Harun. Go ahead.
Right. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Go ahead, brother Harun. Go ahead.
Yes. My contribution to what is going on.
Good.
Yes, I was in Hajj about 10 years ago. And it appears some of the issues that are being discussed now were some of the things we all witnessed. Yes, we all witnessed some of these things. But that notwithstanding, I think everything went on well.
MashaAllah.
Yes, and regarding the agent you interviewed, I remember the most active agent at that time was Al-Balad. The rest were not too much.
Okay.
So to get a very good feedback from what happened in Hajj, you talk to the individuals, they will tell you that these are some of the teaching challenges, and then going ahead, we will try to resolve some of these things.
Thank you very much.
But I think all that has happened is fine. The Hajj went on well.
Alhamdulillah.
And one thing we Muslims should understand is that you can't go to Hajj and expect to be very comfortable.
Perfect. I like that. Yes. That thumbs up.
You don't expect that you go to
I agree.
Very comfortable.
I agree.
In our time, we had a hotel so close around. But yes, provided with nice places and so on. But you see that we were packed in a room.
Okay, thank you.
Many people in a room. But we went through it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Brother Harun. I really like the last point you made. We should all be, patient in terms of these challenges. They are part of Hajj. Brother Seth, how are you? Are you back? Salaam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, my brother.
Seth, yeah, we have to get you back again quickly to round up your final comments. Yeah, you have less than 2 minutes to do so.
Subhanallah. Okay, I just want to recap what Imam Abab said. Imam touched on communication, he touched on client service, he touched on human relation, he touched on stakeholder engagement, which is very, very key as far as Hajj operation is concerned. Communication in Hajj, very, very important. Imam, in today's world, if you don't have communication as one of your tools to operate, then you have failed from the onset. Secondly, Hajj operation or Hajj agent or Hajj manager, you are a client service provider. You are providing a service to a client who have giving you his money to provide service. So you need to provide a service that is good, or at least that person will appreciate. You understand? And then thirdly, human relation. You see, people are coming from different environments. And somebody have not even seen a car before. Somebody is a deep village today is going to have. All of a sudden he finds himself in Accra. All of a sudden he finds himself in a flight. And that person all of a sudden finds himself in a different environment. When that person touches down from the flight, you as a receiver of the person or to the person, you need to handle that person with caution, with care, with that human relationship manner. But if you talk to the person anyhow, you are putting that person in a different frustration. You understand? Our people don't understand all this. We need to be there for them. We need to talk to them in a polite manner. But if somebody has touched down in Saudi and you talk to the person anyhow, you don't have that human relation with the head, then you are putting that person in a different situation. Secondly, thirdly, or lastly, Imam talk about stakeholder engagement. Imam is very serious. When they are engaging, they say we are first-hand stakeholders or 80% stakeholders. But Imam, frankly speaking, sometimes decision is taken before they engage us, which I think that is very, very bad. From the onset, engagement needs to be consistent. Imam, another thing we are lacking, to finish my presentation, another thing is transparency. Transparency. All programs in Ghana don't believe that there is transparency. So if they say, wait, we are coming to give you this thing, they don't even believe that you saying I should wait, I should really wait. Because if you say I should wait, that means something different is going to happen. I'll wait 10 years. So we need to be transparent as you can. You can't be 100%, but do your best. So these are the issues that I think that as managers of Hajj, we should be very transparent in our delivery.
Thank you very much, Brother Seth. Inshallah, I will get you the next week. I'm sure I will be back here discussing this with you, maybe before you even come, for us to see how the final taking off and coming back to Ghana is. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. And inshallah, we will meet next year.
Thank you.
The studio. Thank you very much also for watching and those who have contributed. We will continue this discussion next week, inshallah, because it's a matter that is so dear to every one of us. Thank you for staying on, but keep on watching Max TV. We'll see you at the same time next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.